As a teenager, Fina had been embarrassed by the television ads hawking Carl's talents as a personal injury attorney. It was bad enough that her friends saw them between episodes of 21 Jump Street and Cheers, but a family trip to San Diego revealed the true extent of her father's reach. His ads ran nationwide. People she'd never met had formed a likely negative opinion of her family. When Fina and her brothers complained about the notoriety, Carl reminded them that there would be no fancy trips or designer jeans without the ads, which was true. But Fina couldn't help but notice that her classmates got the same spoils from parents performing arthroscopic surgery and building skyscrapers downtown. Over the years, though, Fina grew to understand that the family firm had its redeeming qualities. They were the top dogs who represented the underdogs. Sometimes, Ludlow & Associates was the only option for poor souls down on their luck. Carl gestured at his doppelganger on screen. "That tie is bothering me." Fina shrugged. "Looks fine to me." "Not that I should be taking style advice from you," Carl commented, hitting pause, freezing himself. "You couldn't bother to dress up a little?" "For what? You wouldn't tell me what's going on." "We have a potential client. She'll be here any minute." "Who is it?" "Renata Sanchez." Renata. She contemplated the name for a moment. Renata from the Ramirez case? "That's the one." Renata Sanchez had been a peripheral witness in a lawsuit a few years earlier. Fina had done some basic background on her and a phone interview, though they'd never met in person. She was the director of the Urban Housing Collaborative, an organization dedicated to addressing the housing challenges of the poor. She was a heroine or a pain in the ass, depending on whom you asked, and she didn't shy away from controversy. Fina walked over to the bar tucked into the corner of the office. She pulled out a cold diet soda. "That stuff is crap, you know," Carl commented. "You think?" Fina asked, eyeballing the bottles of booze on the bar. Carl took good care of himself. His broad shoulders and flat stomach belied his age, but he had a selective memory when it came to his own vices. Carl ignored her and clicked his mouse. Fina popped open the can and sat down across from him. She took a sip. "So, tell me about Renata." Fina put her soda on the desk and rocked onto the back legs of the chair. The furniture in Carl's office was high-end and contemporary. Glass and leather dominated and symbolized his approach to the law. Carl was interested in breaking new ground, not upholding the traditions passed down through generations. The space was dotted with sports memorabilia and black and white photographs of Boston's 21st century landscape. An antique map of Boston Harbor would never adorn these walls. "You break it, you buy it," Carl said, gesturing at the precarious tilt of his daughter's chair. Fina rolled her eyes. "The case?" "It's a doozy." He brushed the lapel of his jacket. "She wants to sue the cryobank that provided the sperm for her kid." "Why? Is there something wrong with the kid?" "No, she thinks she and her daughter have a right to know the sperm donor's identity, despite signing off on an anonymous donation 17 years ago. Fina gently squeezed her nose. "There's no way she can win." "Maybe not." "So why are we even meeting with her?" "I want to see how it plays out." "Sounds like a waste of time to me." Fina dropped the front chair legs back to the floor. "Let me worry about that." Carl narrowed his gaze. "Is that blood?" "What?" Fina reached up to her nose and dabbed at a lone drop that had materialized. "Damn, I thought I stopped it." She rummaged in her bag for a tissue and blotted her nostril. "Very classy," Carl remarked. "Ms. Sanchez is here," Carl's assistant Sherry said, poking her head into the office before Fina could respond.